Okay, perfect. So, basically like copy the right cat, right? And so I came across this like milkshake thing by watching another network marketer that I really like look up to, and she inspires me. And I saw this and I was like, dang, like that's really cool. It's really creative. And I had a personal like friendship with her. So of course I reached out and was like, how did you create that? And she told me about the Milkshake app. So I got this app literally a year and a half ago. Okay. So I've had this for quite some time, but I just recently, within since this year in 2021, recreated it to where it was me. You know what I mean? It wasn't like me trying to be somebody different. It was really me and my stuff. And since I did that, I have had so much traction. And it was like, as you guys are building a following and you're showing up and you're being consistent, implementing this is just so huge. Like having people watch you and then just like randomly send you a application to work with you. Like, can you imagine getting people in your like just popping up being like, you have a new work with me application response, and it's people just wanting to work with you and they apply by answering all your questions and all that stuff. It's just so cool. And so I wanted to be able to give you guys a utilization of this so that as you're growing your as you're growing your networks and you're growing your following and all that stuff, you have that. Like that would be a great thing to have as you're building up, because so many people are watching you. You just have no idea. And a lot of times these people that are reaching out to me that have applied, I've never spoken to them before. So that's another cool thing. Like I didn't even know they existed really. And some come from TikTok, some come from Instagram. And so I just have it in both of those bios. But it looks like everybody's got it now. So we're going to go ahead and just jump into it really quick. Honestly, it really walks you through everything on your, like, it's very simple. So I'm going to create a new one with you guys. So at the bottom, there's going to be a little plus sign. If you click on that, it's going to come up and it's going to tell you to pick a kind of card. Okay. So do you want the card to be about you? Do you want it to have links, top picks, splash, YouTube? So obviously, you want your first initial thing when they click on that to come up, and you want it to be about you. You don't want it to be like just straight to links, right? If you do them straight to links, it's like you're just trying to sell something, to trying to get them into something. If you tell them a little bit about you and let them get to know, like, and trust you, that's where you're going to be able to grow, and they're going to want to click those links. So start off with an about page. So what you do is you just click select. Once you do that, you'll be able to see the different like aesthetics that they have, and you get to choose which one and you get to edit it. So you can put your own picture in here. Obviously, the pictures that are shown on it are not what stay there. You put your own photo. So you pick whatever you vibe with. Don't pick what you think, looks professional. Don't pick what you think Susie Q is going to pick. Pick what feels right to you. What screams Kayla, what screams Courtney. You know what I mean? Like pick your style. Once you do that, you're going to fill in your about. Okay. So you don't need to go super into detail. You don't need to be, you don't want to word vomit in this section. This is really about you. It's not necessarily all about business. This is about who you are, what led you here. Are you a mom? Are you a college student? Like whatever, where have you been prior that you're trying to walk away from? It wants us to create a website URL. Does it matter what we put? Or is this our Thrive? No, this is going to be your website. I guess maybe that's why it didn't have me do it, because I already have one. So it was just letting me create a new page. If it wants you to create a URL, that's what's going to be like your link for this. So mine is, I don't even remember what mine is. Let me look at my bio. The Real Mrs. Province, because that's my tagline or my thing, whatever. Yeah, whatever I have as my name on Instagram, that's what I took over and made for my URL. So it's just going to be like the Milkshake / the Real Mrs. Province. So whatever you put there, that's going to be your link, your specific link to take your followers to this thing that you're creating. So once you do that, I would suggest really taking your time and thinking about the things that you want to give to your following. Tell them whatever you struggled with previous, or whatever it is that you feel called to share those things. Okay. After you're done with that and you create that about me, you're not going to really put too much Thrive in there. Okay. So this is really about you. This isn't about Thrive. The next thing that you're going to do is to create another page. Okay. So once you finish that one, it's going to it's going to show it. Oh gosh, my freaking brightness. It's going to show it here. So when you open your milkshake and you've completed it, it's going to give you like a preview, right? And it'll show it. And then if you click that bottom part, you can add another page. That's the one that you're going to want to click for links. Okay. The next page is going to be links. I hope this is making sense. If you guys have any questions, make sure you're dropping them in the chat. I have it open. The one with the links, I think, is really important because you want to give them a way to communicate with you, right? You don't want to just tell them who you are and let them, create this thing and then have no way to follow through. People want to be able to follow through. They just need you to guide them into that. So I didn't make this page super special. I literally just put like a picture of myself that I thought was cute. And I put a quote about like, it says the only difference between where you are and where you want to be is the steps you haven't taken yet. So just like some type of like inspirational quote. And then I just put, you're only one click away from changing your life, babe. Are you ready? And then I put links. So that page didn't have a ton of information. It was very simple to create, but I made 3 different links for them to click on. One was to become a customer. These links are really easy. Once you create the link page, it's going to literally have a spot. It's going to say link. It's going to ask you what you want to title it. And it's going to put in there, you're going to put in there the link of whatever it is that you're linking. So let's say if you were to do, my first one is become a customer. Okay. So anybody that wants to become a customer, and I have had people sign up from here. Okay. So I have had people, random customers sign up, and I know it's from this. When they click on that, it's going to take them directly to my, turn that down right now. Girl, I am on a Zoom. Just trying to listen to Lexi over here on YouTube. Alexa, you're famous. You're getting listened to over here. Anyways, I don't know. Oh, it's because I'm previewing it. I'm not in my actual link. Okay. So when you click become a customer on my thing, it takes them to my website. Okay. So then they can scroll down, they can see all this stuff, right? So that's really simple. That's literally just your website that you would give out if somebody asked you. Okay. That's the link that you're going to put there. Where it gets kind of tricky is creating the other 2 forms. Okay. So I did it on 2 different entities, and you guys can choose how you want to do them. But I created a, sorry, I can't figure this out. There we go. I created a mini experience pack link. And the reason why I did that was because I know there's so many people who like watch my stories and all those things, and they want to like try the product. They don't really know how to reach out, right? So if they could just order one and have it sent to them, they don't have to actually speak to me. Do you know what I'm saying? So I created this form so I would get all of their information. I tell them exactly how to pay. They send it to me. I have their form and I'm able to go mail it out, and I never have to really have a conversation with them. Some people prefer it that way. And so because of that, I thought it was cool to be able to create that for them. I did that through an app called Jotform. All of these apps are very self-explanatory. Okay. So I just want you guys to know you're all super capable. I'm not like some tech genius. I'm actually really kind of slow and I have to watch some YouTube videos and figure it out, but it is so simple. The Jotform app looks like that. It's like a little pencil. Okay. It's called Jotform, Jotform. And when you open that form or that app up, it shows you like your current, like your form that you have, or you can add more by doing this little plus sign. So I'm going to show you guys, I don't want to see my submissions. I want to see, I wish it would let me open the form. I don't know how to do that. I don't really understand how to work the app completely. I just put the information in. Okay. So I don't really know how to check it except for to see who's put my submissions in, which is good. It does notify me like, hey, you have a new submission, and I can open it up. But if you create a new one, they can hear me. So that means they can hear you. You can't listen to YouTube. You're welcome to go out there if you'd like. You don't have to stay in here. Okay. When you create one right here, you can open it up, and this is what it's going to show you in the Jotform. And it'll ask you if you want to start from scratch, use a template, or import a previous form. I started from scratch, just so I could do it the way that I wanted it to do. And then I just clicked classic form, and it's just this little cute cat while it loads. And then it opens it up, and you have the ability to build it completely. Okay, so it is a little confusing, just a tad, but if you just mess with it, you can kind of see like where to do it. So here, I need to turn up my brightness. I can't even see. Here on the form, it says add your first question here. So you would click the plus sign, and you can choose like how you want it to be. And to be honest, I have no problem with you going to my bio, clicking on that, opening up my jot form, and literally creating the exact same thing that I created. I have absolutely zero issue with that. The only things that I put on there, stupid brightness. I created this little like picture thing of the 3 steps. I went on the Hustle and Thrive tribe, and I found a cute, like aesthetically pleasing picture that I liked, and I put it on there. And then I explained what the mini experience pack was, and what they were going to be getting, and just told them to fill out the form below. So it has their first and last name, their phone number, their email, the shipping address. And then once they click next, it's going to take them into where I need them to, like what they're going to need to pay. Okay. And you can create that whole form as you go. If you guys have any questions, you can always come to me privately and I can answer them. It's really hard for me to try to like recreate this thing, because it did take me, this took me like off and on all day to create this whole thing. So I can't squeeze it into a 30-minute Zoom, but what I can tell you is that by trial and error, you can make it look like what you want it to look like. It's not something that you can sit down and do in 15 minutes. This is something that you're going to have to invest a little bit of time in. It doesn't feel, yes, you can provide the sample link. That they didn't have that sample link whenever I created this form. I didn't even honestly think about that until just now. I could probably just delete my job form and create and just use the sample form now, the sample link. Because if you guys don't know, I don't know what it is, but there is a sample link that is directly to you so that people can order samples. Thank you, Roxy, for telling me that, because I totally forgot. I'm actually going to just delete this. Let's not even go over job form anymore. Scratch
the sample link is just your username .level le-vel.com. Literally just your username. Like mine is KD Silversmith dot Level. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Oh, mine said, whenever I pull mine up, it says like from the sample website, it says .level.com. But you can check in your
just try
back office, I believe.
Yeah, obviously you can like put it in, but that's really cool. Yes, you guys can link that super easy. Now that just made your life 10,000 times easier because Roxy's a genius. So whenever you're creating your links, do the one that I don't know what I'm gonna say. The become a customer, you link your direct customer, what you would give to the Roxy thing. Or Roxy, I just read Roxy. What you would give to a customer when they're going to order, put that link in there to become a customer, and then put in your sample link for, to use to get a mini experience. And then the last one is where you're going to need to put in some thought and some care, because this is going to be a work with me application. And this is what I think hands down is the most important thing, because I seriously have so many potential promoters like on the edge of order, like becoming promoters just from this, like people that I would have never really connected with that came across me on Instagram Reels or Face or TikTok or whatever it was, but they came across this and they got onto this link. And without this link, they wouldn't know what I do. You know what I mean? They wouldn't fully understand. So I created this work with me application through Google Forms. Google Forms is super easy. It's actually a Google Doc. Just kidding, not Forms. I'm still on Jot form. But Google Docs, so easy. It's literally so easy. And when you go to build one, I think I did make this through Google Forms. They're tripping. Sorry, guys. I'm all over the place. Yeah, it's Google Forms. Okay. I got to open up my Google Forms so I can see this. So when I go open up Google Forms, if you guys have a Gmail account, you already by product have access to Google Docs and Google Forms and all of those things. So what you do is you just type in, like I just do it on my whatever that's called, Safari on my iPhone. But when I type it in on Google, I just type Google Forms and it pulls it up and has me like sign into my my Gmail account. So it says go to Google Forms. I just click on this and then it brings me to my like an untitled form that I can create. So you can form this however you want it to. I put a lot of information in mine prior to asking questions because I really wanted people to have the understanding of what they were going to be able to expect from working with me. So I kind of went over a little bit about, just kind of network marketing and then, what like key points of what they can expect from me here, like one-on-one mentorship, like a team, like attraction marketing tips, like trainings, all the things that they can expect here. And kind of just highlighted all like the main points. And you guys, I don't want to tell you exactly what to say because I want it to be you. Like I want you to be able to put yourself into this and really think about how you can present yourself. If you need, somebody to overlook it or, look it over for you, send it to somebody that you feel comfortable like proofreading or whatever and get some ideas and, constructive criticism that way. But it's really not difficult to do. I'm trying to get to where my forms are, but I don't know why it's not showing it to me. I always do this on my computer too, so trying to figure it out on my phone. If I go to my drive, let's see here. I don't see it in here. See the leadership audits. Okay, here it is. So when I open it up, I don't know if you guys can see, you can make this banner. I created that on, I think I created it on Canva. I want to say I just created like some type of banner and I went and Googled like Pinterest, like laptop, like work area office pictures and just combined 3 different ones together and then put like a white box and kind of turn down the opacity so it was see-through and then just put work with me. So I just created that. You could find something that you like to put there. It doesn't have to say work with me, but I just thought that was aesthetically pleasing. So I still go into a little bit about myself, even though I put it on the first page. I still kind of talk about how, I was really tired and I was spinning my wheels. My husband was working, so much, but we still were living paycheck to paycheck. And how I became a woman who was, empowered and making 4 figures monthly from my phone and how I can show them how to do it too. Right. And then tell them like whether they're looking for like spending money or to replace a full-time income, whatever it is that they're looking for, like right here, this is a community that can help you do that. And then this is what you're going to receive when you say yes. Okay. So I told them all those things. And then since I said yes, this is what's happened to me. And I kind of shared a few things of like what is different in my life. I know right now there's one of you sitting on this Zoom who just thought to yourself, well, nothing's happened since I said yes. Okay. I know one of you said it and don't lie. You thought it in your head. And I just want to shut that down right now because it doesn't have to be financially. It doesn't have to be physically. Like you share what truly has happened for you. And I don't want you to think that because you've been here, even if you've been here for like, 6 months and you are like, I'm still not earning like a steady, paycheck. I just want you to know like that does not negate your success here. That does not determine anything. Like, yes, monetarily, like you're not where you want to be, but that doesn't mean that you're not successful. Share the things like, have you grown in your mind? Share that. Are you, are you a more present, happy mom because you have more energy? Share that. Like those are successes. I'm so tired of seeing all of us put success on a rank and a number. It's kind of gross. I'm really trying to break away from that and just realizing that success is just feeling like you're like at peace, right? Like I don't have to have $10,000 a month to feel peace. Actually, there's plenty of people who don't have that, who are not at peace. So if I can just feel good about how I'm showing up, feeling good, feeling like I'm being authentically myself, and I know that I'm growing into a better version of myself on a daily basis, just like Roxy just said, growing into your purpose, like that is what is most important to me. And those are the things that I want you to share. So if you have earned an auto bonus, share that, of course, like share those things, but I don't want you to sit here and count yourself out from being able to create one of these, thinking that you won't have anything to say because you don't have a success story, because you're not making and what's that called? A steady paycheck. So I just wanted to say that first and foremost. But go ahead and go over that. And then once you get down to the bottom part, you can kind of create your own questions of things that you would want to know of somebody joining you, right? And so this was actually a fun part for me, because I was like, what do I want to know? Like if somebody were to come to me and be like, Audrey, I really want to work with you, what would I have wanted to know about them prior to having that conversation? What would I wish I would have known prior to them coming and saying, hey, what does your company do? I would love to know some things about you, but I actually feel kind of weird when somebody's like, hey, can you tell me what you do? For me to be like, yeah, I'll definitely tell you, but what's your background? Where have you come from? You know what I mean? Like how do you do that? Like you can't just like pause their questions to do that. So this is an opportunity for you to do that ahead of time with the people that go onto this link. Okay. So the questions for me, what I did, and you can, like I said, find your own, figure out what you would love to know about people. But I just said, like, introduce yourself, give me your first and last name. Also, if you like to be called something different, like tell me what your nickname is. I would love, what I mean? That way I know what you like to be called. I asked for an email address. Are they 18 and up? That's a big one. I'm not contacting you if you're not 18. What's your phone number? And then here's where I started like really thinking, okay, let me get deeper than just like, how can I contact you back? What are your top 3 reasons for being interested in Wi-Fi wealth? And then I gave like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things. And I clicked a multiple choice. So they can click multiple ones. So then people are choosing like 3 top things that they're looking for. And then I put, what do you do for a living currently? What do you like or dislike about it? So that kind of gives me a window into, are they, in a job that they hate? Do they really love their job, but they're looking for extra income or community? Like, what are they looking for? Because just by them telling you what they currently do and what they're like, what they like or dislike, you can kind of read through the lines on why they're even in your inbox. Then I asked what they're motivated by. And I think this is cool because everybody's motivated by different things. Some people are motivated just by like having fun and like connecting with people, community, numbers, leadership, rewards. Okay. And so like, I wanted to see that because I think that it's cool to know that about somebody up front. Then I asked if they could earn any type of monthly income, what would you go after? So this is a good one because it's like, sometimes people will say like, I have one on here that says $10,000, and sometimes people will click that. And I'm like, well, boo-boo, you better be ready to put in some work. Okay. So it just gives you an idea of where people's heads are at. What do they think is possible, right? Some people are going to click the littlest one, which is 200 to 500, because that's all that they mentally can think is possible. But you will be surprised. Almost every single person that has applied with me has clicked, like, I think it's like $3,000 to $5,000. Yeah. $3,000 to $5,000 is what most people click. And then after asking how much they'd like to earn, I asked them how many hours a week would they be devoted to building a business with my help, mentorship, and training. And then I gave them options to choose from, like under 10 hours, 1 to 3 hours per day, part-time, full-time hours. And then I will put every spare second into this because I know it will change my life. Okay. So those options, that's a good idea to know, okay, this person's like really wants to be committed, or this person just kind of wants to do this like on the side. And then the second to last thing is I kind of just asked them a little bit about, I've kind of asked them to tell me their why without saying, tell me your why, because most of them won't understand what a why is at this point if they're not coming from a previous company. But I just put in there, like, this isn't the easiest thing in the world, but it's very simple. Consistency, positivity and becoming dedicated to you will take you so far. You truly can do some amazing things, but you have to be willing to push past any hard times that may come. Blank. And then it says, like, what will drive you to keeping pushing? What will drive you to keep pushing for your goals, even if you experience difficult circumstances? So that in a way is wording like, what's your why, without explaining to them what a why is. And that has been really cool because I can see like what they're most connected to. And most of the time, if it's a mom, they're going to say, you know, like my kids and giving them the freedom. But there's been a lot of really interesting answers on those. And it's something that I can connect with them when I go to reach back out, like, hey, I got your work with me application. I looked it over. I would love to help you, you know, change this and this and this, whatever they said there, and be able to connect with them on that level. The last question I ask is just how they want to be contacted. Not everybody, quite a few people click email, which to me is really weird. I don't email, but I have been lately. And, you know, I've went back and forth with potentials on email. I give them my phone number through the email so that we can hopefully move it over to text, just because I am so much more comfortable there. But I give them the option. And then I put in there, the last thing is that I'm local to Houston. And if they are, that I'm willing to meet them for coffee or lunch. That's not every single person. This world is very strange. So I have to obviously get a feel for people. I wouldn't just go meet up with any person. But I do give that option if they're local to me. So that's basically it. Once you create that first milkshake page, the one that we talked about in the beginning, the about me, then you're just on to links. Once you create the first 2 links, which are going to be a breeze, since Roxy was a genius and reminded us that you can just do the Thrive sample, you could probably create that whole milkshake thing tonight and then work on your forms, like your Google form for the work with me, tomorrow or something, because that one takes a little bit more time because you really have to put some thought in it. Obviously, you want it to look aesthetically pleasing. If you're going to go through the trouble of creating this website, you want to make it look like you came to run a business. Okay. So I'm just going to put that out there. I don't want you to put too much like pressure on yourself to make it look perfect, but you want to put enough effort into where it looks like you're running a business. Okay. You're not just creating some random thing. So it's very easy to customize. I came a little late. What was the link for? So, Liz, if you go to my Instagram, there's a link in the bio and it will take you to my website, and it has this. It's so funny. Look at the difference. I do not look like that. If you go here to the next page, it has links and you can click, you can send them to like become a customer, a mini experience pack. And so you can just link like your customer link and then also your Thrive sample link. Into that. But this is going to be recorded, so you can always go back and rewatch it. It's recording right now. But that's really it. Once you create, like I said, once you create the milkshake, you're doing the about me page. And then after you complete that one, you'll do an additional page and you'll click the links version, get that all set up with the links. And then you can go to Google Forms, create your work with me application. Once you complete that, it will give you a link. Okay. So once it's completed, you can click on it and it'll say copy link, and you'll paste it. You'll go back to your Milkshake app. You'll add another link to that same page that you already had created. Put the Google form copy, like the link that you copied, put it in there and then publish it. And then you'll be able to click on it and go directly to it and be able to click on all that. So does that make sense, you guys? I know it's kind of confusing. I think it's a lot easier if I can like be next to you showing you how to do these, but I hope it was helpful as it can be. Good. Okay. Well, I am going to hop off here. I didn't even realize that it was at 8. I thought it was 8:30. So sorry I was late. But I hope that you guys took some from this. And honestly, I really can't wait to have you guys set them all up. So whenever you're done, DM me privately with your link so that I can see them, because I'm really excited. So I'll talk to you guys later.